After listening to this text until the end, your perception of yourself will no longer be the same. Perhaps you will discover that the reason why you prefer the quiet comfort of your home has a much deeper meaning than you imagine. Stay until the end. The journey is inward. How many times have you felt different for not enjoying parties, crowds, or hectic environments? Have you ever blamed yourself for preferring solitude, your own space, your time, your home? Many associate this with shyness, laziness, or even emotional fragility. But what if I told you that this behavior can be a sign of psychic depth, of consciousness in the process of expansion? Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of modern psychology, dedicated his life to understanding the labyrinths of the human mind. And he knew, better than most, that not every soul desires the agitation of the external world. Some souls are called to dive into the inner universe. In this video, we will dive into profound themes inspired by Carl Jung, such as the call of the introspective soul, the transformative power of silence, and the archetype of the hermit, the meaning of the house as an extension of our being, the intimate journey of self-knowledge, and how to rebuild your true self. Stay with me until the end, because this may transform the way you see life. The call of the introspective soul. He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens. This phrase by Jung invites us to a journey that few have the courage to face, the journey inward. Have you ever stopped to wonder why you feel peace when you are alone? Why certain places drain you while your personal space regenerates you? Neuroscience shows that people with a high degree of emotional awareness have greater activation in the medial prefrontal cortex, a region related to introspection, empathy, and self-reflection. Are you just avoiding the world, or are you listening to an inner call to reconnect with something greater? According to Jung, we all carry a self, the center of our being, which tries to reveal itself through dreams, intuitions, silences. Not listening to this call is moving away from your own truth. The archetype of the hermit and the value of silence. In Jungian symbolism, the hermit represents the one who withdraws from the world, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. He understands that there is something sacred in silence, something that cannot be found in the rush of daily life. Have you noticed how sometimes silence seems to speak louder than 1,000 words? How many answers have you found when you simply turned off the noise around you? Jung believed that the unconscious communicates with us through silence and symbols. When we avoid external noise, we open space to hear what is hidden in our own soul. And what if your desire to stay at home is in fact an invitation from your psyche to begin a journey of self-knowledge? The inner world is vast as the universe we see through the windows, but few have the courage to explore it. Perhaps, by withdrawing from the world for a time, you are preparing yourself for a transformation. The house as an extension of the soul. For Jung, the house is more than a physical place. It is a symbol, representing the structure of the human psyche, with its basements, its bright rooms, and its locked doors. And when you feel pleasure in being at home, it may be that you are unconsciously trying to reorganize these parts within yourself. It is as if each room reflected an aspect of your being. Environmental psychology confirms this. Organized and familiar environments activate the parasympathetic system, promoting relaxation and a sense of safety. This explains why some people feel overwhelmed in new or chaotic environments. What does your home say about you? How do you organize your inner and outer space? Staying at home, therefore, is not an escape. It is a way of remaining whole. Introversion as a path of authenticity. Carl Jung was the first to clearly differentiate introversion and extroversion as natural psychic attitudes. Introversion is not a flaw, but a direction of vital energy turned inward. Many introverted people were taught from an early age that their way of being was a problem. They were called strange, closed off, or even antisocial. But Jung reminds us that in fact, these people are in touch with a special kind of wisdom, inner listening. And what if your introspection is in fact your superpower? The world needs people who observe before acting, who reflect before speaking, who feel deeply before deciding. And these are precisely the qualities that are born from stillness, silence, contemplation, healing through conscious solitude. There is a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness hurts, solitude heals. Loneliness is absence, solitude is presence with yourself. When you choose to stay at home to care for your inner world, you are practicing solitude. You are saying, I deserve my own attention. And that is an act of self-love. Jung believed that the process of individuation, becoming who you truly are, requires moments of retreat. It is in those moments that we hear the voice of the unconscious, that we see our own patterns, and that we begin to heal deep wounds. What if staying at home is in fact a sacred ritual of rebuilding yourself? Solitude does not separate us from the world. It prepares us to return to it more whole, more conscious, more human. Intuition as an inner guide. Intuition is one of the 4 psychological functions described by Jung, alongside thinking, feeling, and sensation. For the intuitive, the inner world speaks louder than the data of the external reality. And it is precisely this type of person who often prefers to stay at home. Because at home, the noise of the world gives way to listening to the invisible. At home, it is possible to perceive nuances that go unnoticed in the rush. Jung said that the unconscious speaks to us through symbols, dreams, sensations, and we can only hear these messages when we are silent, receptive. Have you been listening to your intuition, or have you silenced this inner voice to fit into a noisy world? Perhaps, by choosing to stay at home, you are simply creating a temple for your soul to speak. Perhaps you are more awake than you imagine, because awakening, as Jung would say, is looking within and finally seeing yourself. If this content touched you in some way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue this journey of self-knowledge and transformation. Activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos that will go even deeper into these themes and help you live with more calm, presence, and purpose. Join us and be part of this community that seeks to grow from within. See you in the next video.